Yeah, I was interviewing a guy from overseas. I just said to him, this is a podcast we're doing, and do you just want to have a quick chat? Like it's a little bit antisocial at the moment because you can't do these things face to face. But he was down with it. He just sat there and he played, and while we were playing the Gulag Zone. Well, just so you guys know, I'm doing this for a podcast channel. If you guys want to to stick around for that, I'm playing from Albury, New South Wales. How about you?
Hong Kong.
We're just trying to have conversations over borders, and it just so happens that you're from Hong Kong, so there's another border. It's crazy. So what did you say you do, Ziggy, over there in Hong Kong?
Engineer, civil structural.
Civil construction engineer. You have to have gone to some form of tertiary study.
Yeah, I graduated like 10 years ago or something.
I'm glad I've joined this conversation.
Oh,
with Pablo.
I'm happy you were here.
Yeah.
No,
It's great.
You honestly, you were piggybacking that. I hope your back is okay from carrying this team, man.
I thought I was like.
No, you were.
No. I thought the opposite. I thought I wasn't putting enough in.
Enough in.
Yeah.
Mate, you were.
I was choppy, and then you'd come in and save me with a smooth
and
pull it back together. There was an awkward silence
on the edge
there.
of my seat.
Yeah.
Something was just so magnetic about this guy, about Pablo. Was just. I don't know. Maybe it's the Spanish thing, but
yeah. I hope. I'm excited to see anything he writes. We were. I felt captivated during that. His story,
inspired.
His story.
Yeah.
Not let alone a story that he'd make up, or that he would write himself.
He said he was laughing and crying as he was writing. Have you ever written anything down that made you emotional?
I love that. And he's in a small little town.
Yeah.
Right next to the Indian Ocean.
Miles
with dolphins
over the borders, over the ocean from his home. He's so. He's almost minimalistic. He appreciates the little things. Those are the things that matter. You can see the dolphins and the whales. That must be such.
I'd love to meet him in person one day.
It really paints the picture, and he's done so well. Ever since his wife passed, he's obviously gone backwards of his weight scheme, but he's bounced back. He's lost a lot of weight in the last few weeks, and I'm proud of him. I don't even know this guy. I'm proud of him. Maybe I'm too trustworthy at the moment, but
From what
just
from
so
what we've
genuine.
experienced.
Not even bragging. Just saying, I think I did okay with this stuff. I'm not good enough for Hollywood. Just so humble. Where do you get that nowadays?
I think either way, skirting around Hollywood. True art doesn't need Hollywood. You know what I mean? If you write a piece in the book that makes you feel something, you're communicating pain with your pain with other people in such a way. I was reading a book, and there was a part in the book there was an experience that I was going through. So there was something in my head that was raw.
Yeah.
And then it was written out for me. I read this paragraph in this book. I forget its name, forgive me, but it completely articulated exactly how I felt, and it shocked me. And that was only an experience I could get from reading that paragraph.
Yeah.
And it articulated exactly how I felt about that moment.
Well, have you ever listened to a song and then, whatever kind of music you're listening to, and they're just saying something, and you go, wow, that's what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
I've listened to songs before, both happy and sad kind of genres, where they say something and I just get so emotional. I could be wow, that's exactly what I'm feeling, whether it's overwhelming sadness or overwhelming joy.
Mm.
You know, you think about your classic breakup songs, and you think, yeah, that's all of it.
Even anger.
Well, yeah, when people go anger and they say, you know, they just want to break this and break that and smash this and smash that, and you know, the government can go and do this and that. I'm like, yeah, I feel this. I'm angry right now. I'm ready to go to war, so to speak. So, yeah, it's and with books as such, there are times where I would, you know, add that emotion to a line that I've read.
Yeah.
And I remember it better because I'm like, yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
So and it's obviously someone else's quote, so I can use it freely without any consequence to myself.
Mm.
And hopefully someone somewhere learns something from it. I remember one year in my life, like, I was buying like books for all my friends. So I decided I'm not going to like do the gift card thing.
You're one of those cunts. No, I'm kidding.
I was for a year. Like,
no, you gave me you gave me Endurance.
I gave you Endurance. Yeah, it's a book that Jordan Peterson recommended, which I'm gonna buy when I finish all my books because I want to read it.
I've only got 60 pages left.
Yeah, give it back. Come on, it's a refund. Sorry, I
lent. Oh no, give it back to me after. I want to read it again. It's a great book.
Yeah, it would be. And so because I said to myself, yeah, no more gift cards, no more actually things that people probably don't even want or need. So I thought, well, look, with a book, the only challenge was I had to figure out what I think the person would enjoy reading.
Yep.
This person likes that. This person's interested in that. They might be interested in history or horse riding or some sort of philanthropy. And whether they read the book straight away or not, it's a seed that was sown. And one day they'll come across it. And whatever the circumstances are, they'll be like, yeah, let me start reading this. And hopefully they end up enjoying it. And that was, you know, me as a friend saying, I care enough about you that I want to see you grow and learn things as a person.
And that I'm cheap.
Yeah, I got these out of the $5 for 3
Dude,
basket.
Oh my god, that is still one of my best memories with you.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, we went past a bookstore that was closing down.
That really old
$5 every book.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought like 2 or 3 books that day.
I wish I brought $500 worth.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, it was so good. Like, I found one of my favorite books, the biography on Henry Morton Stanley.
Yeah.
Who was one of the greatest, like fascinating, adventurous, goddamn explorers in the world, coming from like just the lowest of lows to trudging and pulling his way in his expedition through one of the deepest, darkest places in the world, the Congo.
On the coast.
No. Through the what was the river called? What's the river in the Congo?
Oh, I can look it up.
Inadvertently, his success caused Belgium's Congo state. Yeah. Which caused and the book goes into it. Leopold II, King Leopold II. It became all his private property. This massive swath of land, which is around about the same size or the same borders of modern day DRC.
It's actually called the Congo River. It's literally just the Congo River.
Oh my god! Like I was crying in that book.
Oh.
Yeah, it was great. I gave it to a mate, and he hasn't given it bloody back yet. But I'm still gonna chase him up that one.
I feel like when you give someone a book, it's not like a movie. We just get it back in a week.
No. Yeah, no.
I think the funnest book I've read in a very long time. Book.
Yeah.
I don't have a particular genre that I like to read, and I don't have a particular author that I enjoy reading.
Yeah.
But this one book that I read, it was called "When to Rob a Bank." Now,
that's the one.
That's the one I actually end up giving you, saying, "Listen."
Do me bring it back?
Listen, honestly, I don't care at this point. Like, I'd be happy to buy it again and read it again.
I haven't read a lick of it.
And you haven't. Well, the funny thing is, it doesn't.
Just read a little bit of it.
It's by Stephen J. Dubner and Stephen Lewis, so they're both like
Freakonomics?
Economists.
But
they had Freakonomics and Super Freakonomics.
Yeah.
So they
I should read it.
They wrote like it's not even like about economics as such that it's a narrative. They just have articles from their blog from back in the day that they put up there, and they obviously at one point they did talk about when is the best time to rob a bank. The whole book isn't about robbing banks.
Yep.
And they said don't.
blog-
Don't rob a
blog
bank because it's not worth it. These statistics
Yeah,
prove
yeah.
that on a Monday, these people were the least successful. On a Tuesday, these people were... And long story short, they all pretty much got caught. It wasn't like...
Thursday was the best, was it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And to me...
The best day to party as well, bro. Go to the clubs on Thursday night.
I mean, think about it.
Pops.
It's a Monday. Everyone's going to be busy. The bank's going to be loaded. Why would you rob a bank on a Monday? You know, so... And like... And I actually really, really enjoyed that book. And I was working as a bartender, and I'd read that book on my breaks. And some of the people would go, "Are you going to rob a bank?"
You're like, just fuck. No,
I'm like,
you can't blame them.
I don't blame them. Like, do you want to help?
With an inflammatory title of such, fucking, I don't blame those two-dimensional. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
those shallow bar stuff. How dare they?
Yeah. Nah, fucking. I loved that conversation with Pablo. That was fascinating. He
I think out of all the episodes that you and I have done so far,
the seasons and episodes. No.
yeah. You know, let's hope and aim for that. But like, I think the ones I really enjoyed, this is up there, man.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoyed doing the pilot episodes with you and Brendan. Our debut.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is definitely like it wasn't even the fact that, you know, it was a sort of really renowned person we got on the show. It's that because you could get anyone on the show and they could just be an absolute awful person to talk to.
Yep.
He was just himself the whole time. He didn't once. If anything, he only spoke about himself because we asked him a question about himself, and he talked about his life.
Yep.
And what he's learned from experience.
And that's why I didn't want to come off to him too pushy. I felt like, in some parts, because it's sensitive questions, but he was.
Well, when you asked about the lazy San Diego,
the
fact that he thought that was funny.
I can't bloody pronounce. How do you say San Diego or something like that? I can't say it properly. So, but there was an article on his documentary that I found. The title of the article was "Are the San Diego's Lazy?"
Yeah, well, even he had a hard time saying it. It's like the San Diego.
Oh no! Like when he said it, it came out perfect. It's San Diego. I can't do it.
I'm not even gonna try and go there. When you said it for the first time, I was like, I'm not even gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try and go there.
I think that's I confused him because my pronunciation was.
That's why I was like, what?
You search up how to pronounce.
Yeah. It would be...
Dude.
I think Google would have a hard time. It's like...
No, the website How to Pronounce actually has it.
Oh, great. Well, normally when you type something...
He said it exactly like that, but I can't replicate that.
Normally when you type something in as well on Google, it'll have like a little speech icon, and you just click on that and it'll pronounce, you know, caviar. Vis-a-vis.
Vis-a-vis.
It's like when we were watching that video on YouTube before the interview about Kempton Park.
Yeah,
and how the hospital in Kempton Park that got abandoned for no reason, go
from the start. Kempton Park.
Well, what really messes me up is
Johannesburg or Johannesburg?
No, they said it wrong as well. They said Johannesburg.
Yeah.
In Afrikaans it's Johannesburg, and in English it's Johannesburg.
Yeah,
you know, Johannesburg. You know, like what?
Johannesburg.
And like, mate, and like So yeah, the state, and I don't blame them for this, not the state, the province that Kempton Park is in is called Gauteng, okay? Now, they pronounce it Gauteng or Huateng or something like that, which is fair enough. It's not a word you use every day.
I'm not going to give that one a go.
Don't.
Yeah.
It's the
if I couldn't get San Diego,
it's the
I'm
sound,
not going,
the Gauteng.
Yeah, no.
So, it's basically...
Kempton Park Hospital.
So Kempton Park is it's a city in South Africa, in Gauteng, in Huateng, and it's a public hospital, and it opened in 1976, and basically 20 years later, the hospital was expected to be up and running for 100 years. Like, it was a 9-story hospital. It's massive.
Yep.
And long story short, 26th of December 1996.
Yep.
Everyone up and left.
No, they
stopped taking patients.
They stopped taking patients, yeah.
And then everyone eventually, in 1997, probably a month later,
early
left.
1997.
They left $1 million in 1997.
No, millions of dollars, not one.
No, it was 10 million rand of equipment. Worth of equipment. So they did say millions, but rands. So it's like millions of dollars. So $1 million or $2 million worth of equipment.
Yep.
But what really makes my skin crawl is that, apart from the fact that they left everything the way it was, so all the confidential information,
all the files
was just left.
Everything was
just left in
there.
the storage rooms. Beds were just left there. Machines were just left there. They left in the morgue. They left organs and bodies and stuff. Like, it was
to fester and rot.
It was They didn't even bother transferring any of that stuff, man. And like, shortly thereafter, they put up fences around the hospital to keep people out, and they put security guards on payroll. And now the hospital is a famous attraction because of, obviously, the ambiguity of what happened, but also because, from what I can see and from what people wrote in articles, it's paranormal activity going on.
And again, this is a large hospital. This was
a largely funded hospital as well. Like, it's not like a little clinic that just closed down.
Yeah, like, I mean, Kempton Park, the region of Kempton Park. How many people live there? It's like 150,000 people. This was the hospital for that region.
Yeah, it wasn't.
This is the main hospital. And
it wasn't just like, one of which. It was,
It was the hospital of Kempton Park. Yeah, and then they up and leave. Everyone is, all the employees are gone. And apparently, and then it was just locked up, but then looters went through it. Like, you look at it now, it's a decrepit SWAT, or however you say it, of a hospital. It's now been tied to paranormal activity. Like, personally, I don't believe in that stuff. I can understand how spooky it is, especially going to the morgue section.
Not even like, putting aside
you
those...
can still find documents on the ground today if you went there.
Obviously
it looks insane.
They're thrown across floors, and the building is sort of corroded and eroded and falling, not structurally sound in a way, but it just age has gotten to it. But yeah, like, I'd hate to go into that morgue. I'd hate to, even in daytime, I'd hate to go there. And obviously the organs wouldn't, but there'd still be traces of blood, the smell. If you walked in there with like a UV light and you see all the stains, because people would go in there and they'd probably throw jars and stuff around. And, people have gotten to the hospital since then as well. Like, people actually sneak past security or bribe security, like they were saying.
It's such a stark... being so close to the capital, but also for being the hospital of its own, for the region that it is.
It was a relatively new hospital, man. Like,
20 years.
20 years
is a small. That's nothing.
If a person dies at the age of 20, you consider them relatively young. If a hospital, a building that was expected to last 5 times that closes down suddenly overnight, for that matter, then like, what's up? And you can tie conspiracies into those kind of things.
It's such a fascinating story because there is no sound explanation for why the hospital was shut down.
Yeah.
For why it was abandoned. It was abandoned by the government. Apparently there was a doctor in the
Andre Esterhazen.
No. The other doctor that actually worked there on record saying that the government told everyone to leave. And then everything... They put the gates up, they put the fences up around it, put the security in, but again, people just walk through it. They bribe guards and they get all this equipment out, and the place just looks like it is decrepit. It looks like Pripyat in Chernobyl. It is as decrepit as that.
And it makes your skin crawl, because if, like I was saying...
So fascinating.
If it was a library that closed down, big deal. If it was any other public service that closed down, but a hospital, and I'd like to know what happened to these doctors afterwards. Like, were they transferred? Were they requested to transfer to other hospitals?
Yeah.
Were they just... if they were made redundant, then I take it that they were just closing down the hospital.
But
because
there had to be more stories about it.
Well-
why didn't they speak? Why was it only one interview with a former doctor?
on record.
On record.
And this guy I just mentioned, Andre Esterhuizen,
Oh,
who posed as a pediatrician
Yeah,
for
this is a different doctor.
For 8
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Completely different doctor.
Yeah.
For 8 years he posted.
An unqualified pediatrician.
Didn't have a qualification. He just had the job, and he so many toddlers and infants died at his hand. He was giving them. They'd go in for like meningitis, and then they do a lumbar punch, and then the kid would fall ill, and they'd put him in an oxygen tank, and then that was the pattern. The kid comes in for meningitis on various occasions. Lumbar punch, a couple of those.
So like the lumbar. So like they'd tap the
into
lower
like the
part.
lower spine.
Yeah, for
get
the cerebral spinal fluid.
Yeah, and then the
yeah.
kid would fall sick because he probably didn't do his medical negligence, or
Oh.
because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then he puts the kid in an oxygen tank.
Yeah.
There's 2 or 3 cases that went exactly like
He
that.
was convicted for 3.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
went to jail for 18 years, which is a pittance to what he deserved.
Killing
because,
3 babies, you get 18 years.
yeah, young, like the eldest one was 4 years old that died at his hand.
He was sent to jail in 1992. He's
was
been
released
out for
in
11 years now.
2010,
Yeah.
11 years. So like,
If I don't know,
and you
what's
can't
happened
even
to him.
find, from what we tried researching as well after we saw it, you can't even find the court case.
Yep.
But that's probably just a matter of public records being lacking, and but like how do you not find the court case for something like that, where there was a stenographer typing everything up, saying the state of
That's something we should ask Brendan.
yeah, true.
Yeah, that's
Brendan's a bit of a legal man.
Yeah, we should get him on it.
Bit of
Let's
a-
get our man in Africa on it.
He's a bit of a Harvey Specter on that side,
Yeah, yeah.
Today's topic of discussion: the eerie abandoned Kempton Park Hospital, situated on the East Rand of South Africa. Today, I, Brendan Nell, will dive into the facts, the theories, the conspiracies relating to this once thriving hospital, and how it became an isolated, run-down, abandoned building looking like something straight out of American Horror Story. The Kempton Park Hospital officially opens its doors in the year of 1978. Unfortunately, it was closed a couple years later, in the year 1996. However, which makes this such a bizarre case, that there's no exact reason for why it was closed in the first place. Which makes this case far more bizarre is that everything was left behind, from empty hospital beds to tables, incubators, filing cabinets, even old computers. There's been many speculation why the hospital closed in the first place. Some say it was underutilized, others scream medical malpractice. And that is something I really want to dive into today with the bizarre case of Dr. Andre Esterhuizen. Esterhuizen was a con man and a high school dropout who posed as a pediatrician from 1982 to 1990 at the Kempton Park Hospital. During this time, he treated over thousands of patients. However, 7 babies weren't so lucky under his care. In one case, Esterhuizen did 4 lumbar punches on one child, which was only 4 months old, and later it was testified by the mother against him in court. The child ended up with cerebral palsy. The case, when a certain baby was diagnosed with meningitis, they were referred to Dr. Esterhuizen. Unfortunately, this baby's lungs collapsed after Esterhuizen couldn't find a vein while putting in a drip after making a small incision in the baby's chest, and was later convicted of 3 counts of culpable homicide, impersonating a doctor, and defrauding patients. Today, the building still stands and has become a hotspot for paranormal enthusiasts. Those who have visited the hospital have seen some very bizarre sights, that including blood-splattered bedsheets, human organs, patient files, and graffiti everywhere. Certain visitors claim that they've seen some paranormal activity that includes babies crying and doors opening and shutting themselves with no reason whatsoever. Some have even claimed to have seen a dark figure of a man who roams the halls. However, one can question the legitimacy of these claims. However, I believe there's one thing we all can agree on, is that the abandoned Kempton Park Hospital is one very great mystery that has captivated the interest of each and every person that's come across this very mysterious building situated in the East Rand of South Africa.
G'day, man. On it.
I mean, I knew it was a very odd topic, but like, yeah, the more you think about it,
Oh, imagine if we were able to get an interview
with one of those people,
with a doctor that worked at Kempton Park.
Kempton Park,
I keep saying Kensington.
Kensington Square,
Yeah.
no, Kempton
Park.
So like,
That would be fascinating.
Imagine
that's
if
reaching for fruits, but
imagine if that happened, and hear me out. Imagine if there actually was a conspiracy theory,
yeah.
where it's the kind of thing which, like, listen, guys, turn off the microphone, sign these affidavits that you won't publish this episode. This is exactly what happened.
We're saying this to all our viewers.
Yeah. No,
This is Ronald Lee and Llewellyn Visa.
But it's a hospital. Like, it's not like in South Africa, man. In 1996, after apartheid ended, man. Like, were they really going to think, okay, let's start something shady in a hospital that's going to benefit. Let's make those things from District 9.
What's their benefit? If it's corruption, there has to be benefit somewhere.
Money. The politicians would get all the money that goes, the funding that goes to the hospital. Like, that's easy. Just take it.
But what would
redistribute it.
Okay.
But I don't know what
the funding's cut off. There's less money going over here.
Yeah.
They just throw all those people and doctors. That kind of makes sense.
It wouldn't be the first time
they just
something
cut
like
off
that.
that supply. They cut off that supply of money, and they keep that. They dam that, and keep it in their own coffers. That makes sense.
I probably sound like a conspiracy theorist right about now. What were they doing? What's the truth?
I mean, what else is there to? What legitimate reason would you close a hospital in such a fashion?
Yeah, like unless there's like a nuclear meltdown
or a quarantine, but
no, there wasn't a pandemic in 1996. And why one hospital? Why not just the whole country? If that case,
it'd be interesting talking to older journalists, finding out anything that
it'd be. I reckon
people that covered it and just having it'd probably
just
be
emails,
things that we're not able to record.
Yeah. Well, what would be the only thing that would really be a conflict of interest is if they were working in government departments.
Yep.
But if you talk to journalists who had interviews with people in these departments, then I don't see the issue. We don't have any shares or stakes in this hospital or in the state of South Africa.
Pure interest.
Just pure interest.
Pure interest.
And no one's going to really...
It's fascinating.
No one's going to come and kill us because if they did, then something is definitely up.
Well, that means we're pressing the right fucking... I mean, that
means we're pressing the right button, which happens to be the wrong button that gets you killed.
Oh yeah, exactly. There, that's a fun little scenario.
I don't know. This whole thing.
Would you push further? Would you push further in this scenario?
I'd like to know a bit more because
we're not.
The whole
it's
thing
not
makes
our
my
lives
skin
on the
crawl.
line. It's not our. It's Brendan's life on the line.
Yeah, I was going to say it's our man in Africa.
Yeah, our man in Africa.
Captain Africa.
Pull him out. You're getting right to the end, and you're riding that wave. He's like, pull out, man.
Oh my goodness.
He's nice.
Listen, Your Honor. This whole thing is a bit of legal jargon at the moment. I would like to call my first witness to the stand.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Esterhuizen, what did you not see at that time? Oh, to the best of my knowledge, I cannot recollect.
Wait, are you talking about the baby killer?
All of this is fictional. That was Esterhuizen. What did they say? Esterhuizen. Esterhuizen. Esterhuizen.
Andre Esterhuizen.
It's funny. At work, we got a resume from a guy. Okay, who was this is in Australia, by the way, who's a South African. Okay, I'm not going to mention his name.
And you're like, competition. Fuck.
I was going to say, listen. She's like, I don't know about.
Only enough room for one.
She goes, I don't know about this one. I'm like, oh, are you refusing him purely based on his gender? Because my boss is a woman. And she goes, no, it's not that. It's just for an admin job. He seems to have a lot of farming experience. What are your hobbies? I like playing Farming Simulator.
What?
Yeah, seriously, yeah, on the PlayStation, on the PC.
Oh my god. This is on his resume.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing I've seen on a resume.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I once saw someone put
I
their
love
their
that.
AFL team on their resume.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
why they didn't get the job.
Really?
No, not
okay.
really. But like, oh, you go for Hawthorn, get out of
Yeah,
here.
no, dude. Yeah, that is Australia.
Oh
That
my
is Australia.
goodness. Yeah, you're qualified, but yeah, nah.
Yeah,
So like,
nah, mate, not on this fucking work.
you're not gonna serve beers to people with a
don't-
Hawthorn flag
I
on
don't
you.
trust any fucking Richmond fucking follower on the fucking tool. Back home, fucking where you come from. Why are you up here, huh? Bothering us, fuck. Go back down there where you fucking want to belong, huh? Not where you do belong, where you want to. You chose this.
You double-headed
You made
bastard.
that decision. Yeah, you fucking.
Oh.
Fucking turn your back on it like that, following Richmond. On the fucking tools.
Yeah.
I'm turning my head around all fucking day. My neck is going to get fucking sore. Wouldn't need fucking two
was gonna
iced
say-
coffees, Kiwi iced coffees in the fucking morning instead of one. Keep up the energy just to fucking look behind me.
Why
cunt.
does it feel like I'm doing construction again? Seriously, like, oh yeah, I reckon me and me missus, we stopped smoking packets of darts. We just started doing them pouches, and we're saving like $300 a week,
I
mate.
love talking. I love
Oh.
talking to these folks.
They're just, it's always so interesting. Like, see,
I don't follow the footy.
No, I don't follow it either. I just
Die hard. My uncle's die hard.
a lot of people. What
boys, yeah, man.
what the older generations say is that, oh, I used to follow the AFL, but now it's all about money. I don't like it anymore. It's all about money now, mate.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
What else do you want it to be about?
Yeah, well, do you want to actually be about guys chasing a ball around the field for like 4 quarters? Like, how do you make it interesting for a century or a century and a half, man?
If you want the best of the best, you gotta pay them the best of the best.
Yeah.
Although good doctors, you want a good doctor, pay a good doctor a good fucking doctor wage.
Well, a doctor that's obviously gone and gotten qualified. You can pay a pediatrician posing against a doctor a lot of good money to kill some people.
This is an announcement. This is an announcement. Do not hire Andre Esterhausen.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if he's still alive or dead or whatever.
That would be a cool interview.
Well, it would be. I don't think it'd be.
Actually, I wouldn't like talking to him.
I'd like to.
I would not.
I'd like
a
to
baby
know.
Killer?
Well, not on purpose, but like medical negligence. Yeah.
Medical negligence,
and
homicide.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't actually smother
legal
the
jargon
kids.
wise.
Yeah, he tried fixing the problem and he made it even worse.
Yeah.
And then he tried fixing the next same problem with the same problem the first time. And
Yeah. Well, in the end,
But
at
I'd
the
like
end of
to
the
know-
day, he was responsible for.
Oh, he
the
was
death
liable,
of-
yeah. And the hospital should have been liable as well. The
Yeah, I
fact that
wouldn't-
they
nah.
didn't get pulled into that.
I'm not sure if I'd ever talk to someone like that.
Yeah. I'd just like to know how he got that job and how he kept it for 8 years.
Yeah.
That means he had holidays. He was on holidays and he would have told people, I'm a pediatrician at Kempton Park Hospital. He would have gone to dinner events. He would have had business cards. He had referrals and a name on the door. And someone somewhere took 8 years to pull up a file and see, wait a minute.
I'll tell you something what's crazy. Talking about medical blunders.
Mm.
I was researching some of Pablo Andrés Berra's history.
Yeah.
I came across an article that was linked on that page, on one of the articles I was reading. And it was a lady from Peru. No, Ecuador. An Ecuadorian lady.
Okay.
74-year-old Ecuadorian lady. She went into a coma. And she catch COVID. And I'm not sure how they blended together, but she had COVID and she was in a coma. And she was in a coma for a month. But her family were told that she was dead.
Oh.
So her family got her body. Not this lady that's in a coma. Their actual family member, their grandmother or their mother, they were given another body of another person.
Oh.
They cremated this person.
Oh.
And then had their possessions. And then their actual family member that was in this coma came out of their coma. And then they were asked, the medical professional asked her, who's your family, like who we're going to contact, who's your emergency contact, and she was saying all these names, and the medical professionals were confused.
Because she's dead.
You're already
First
dead.
of all, yeah. How do you...
In the article, it didn't mention who this person was, though. It never mentioned what person was sent and cremated. And then the family had the fucking balls to ask for the money back from the cremation people. They asked for a refund for the cremation because it wasn't their family member.
Well, are they?
I think that's money you're okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel it's weird to ask for a refund.
Yeah, she should have been dead. Give me my money back. You know,
Look,
like
your grandmother is still alive. You know what I mean? Don't ask for a fucking refund.
Maybe just ask for a credit note so that when she does die, you can do it for free.
Give 50% off on the next one. Yeah.
Look, it's called repeat business.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, come on, guys.
Oh, that's insane.
At the end of the day, you had someone else cremated.
I think that's partly funny.
Yeah,
and it's also
because
you'd be like,
funny
"Holy shit, Grandma, you're still alive! What are you doing here?"
Yeah. She wakes up and they're like, "Oh fuck, we sent you the wrong person."
Does that mean they would have processed her will?
They thought that she was dead for a month.
So they would have gotten her will out. They would have had.
Just
think about it. Just think about it. Like she's been dead for a month, quote unquote.
It's in Ecuador. I'm not sure if they
possessions,
had cover.
Maybe.
Yeah,
possessions.
I'm not sure how it works in Ecuador.
Me neither. But if it's
in Australia, it would have been like that.
If it was in Australia, it would have been
fuck
lawsuit upon lawsuit, upon negligence, upon all these wonderful things.
I mean, you go into a hospital in Australia, they'll ask you 5 times in a row, "Oh, what's your name? Oh, also, what's your date of birth?
Yeah.
And you're here for? Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Just scan this barcode real quick. Let me just take a temperature. Whoops, that's the gun. Bam!
Fuck off with that barcode shit. I'm sick of that. I just want to walk in their goddamn park. Can't I, man? Perch.
Can't
on a child's playground.
Can't you just take my word for it?
Inappropriately. Hey. Even though I'm an older lad, I'm still a child at heart, and I will swing on that goddamn swing. I don't care if that little man, that little boy is crying, saying, "Daddy, I cannot swing on the swing because there's a man on the swing."
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care at all.
No, if I wanna go up and down on the seesaw, I'm gonna fucking go, and I will.
I'm gonna catapult those little motherfuckers on the seesaw. You know what I mean? I'm gonna enjoy myself.
I'm going to drop kick them
because you're fifth, darling.
Jeez.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, man. This has been really fun.
Too. Yep. I've loved it.
No, I'm honestly, I feel so enriched as well.
Enriched.
I feel like my knowledge pool, my collective knowledge pool, has just increased, man. Just me personally. Yeah. Maybe ours as host and co-hosts, but but no, this was educational. I don't know much about South America.
Yeah, no, I found it was interesting talking to someone. Because I think Santiago is northern Argentina.
San Diegoers.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
that
the way San Diego was. I can't do it, man. I'm not gonna try that one again.
Yeah. But I've had fun today. It was educational, and if we can keep this pace up throughout the rest of the show and the season, then I'll be a happy young man.
Yeah, well rewarded.
Until then.
Oh.
Bada bing.
Bada boom.